And shalom, brothers and sisters. This week, it's why we're going over when Moses spoke to Pharaoh, his first time dealing with him when it comes to letting the children of Israel go. But first and foremost, Pharaoh, what he did was he told the children of Israel, now you got to make bricks without straw. He made their lives even more difficult. And if you look at the Israelites at this point, they was enslaved. They was enslaved. They had their hopes up high. But when Moses came along, they thought they was going to be free right away. To only have Pharaoh make their life more miserable. It says that the children of Israel, because of their impatient spirit and cruel bondage, they didn't want to hear Moses. Because now you came along, Moses, and you made things worse. You promised us something, and it didn't happen right away. So now they didn't want to hear Moses. This is what happens when I tell people you have a delay versus a denial. A delay is not a denial. Because something don't happen right away, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. And this is where a lot of people have the impatient spirit. This is where you have instant gratification versus delayed gratification. Most people would rather go with the instant gratification because they see a result right away. But delayed gratification is better. And y'all know that I've been saying this on the longest. The reason why, and I will continue to say this, the reason why most women have bad relationships because they have instant gratifications. You want a man to come along and be the knight in shining armor and remove all the bad that men has done. It don't work that way. Every relationship that is successful, it takes time. Have delayed gratification. It's going to take time. The man should not know your middle without you knowing his middle name. How you don't know the man's middle name, but he's entering into the middle of you. So this is why I preach people have delayed gratification. It takes time. If you throw seeds in the earth, you want an orange tree. It's not going to happen in 2 days, nor 3 days, nor even 2 months. It takes time. If you look at Andre Gide, he said, one doesn't discover new land without consenting to lose sight of shore for a very long time. And the reason why he made that statement is because as a sailor, he used to tell the people on the boat with him, you're going to lose sight of the shore. Be comfortable, he said, get comfortable being uncomfortable. And delayed gratification is just that. But the children of Israel wanted to see instant gratification. And it's understandable. Sometimes people conditions the situation cause for them to want to see immediate success. But sometimes the best thing in life takes time. For example, if I told you right now as a woman I was going to take you on a date, and I said, well, I'm going to take you to McDonald's. Fast food restaurant is not a date. You don't get dressed up for a fast food restaurant. Your food's going to take a minute to get there. But if I told you I was taking you to a restaurant that was an upscale restaurant, a 5-star restaurant, you're going to have a dress code. Your food's not going to take 5 minutes or 1 minute to be on your table. It may take about 40 minutes. So delayed gratification is better because when you're talking upscale, when you're talking something that is of high value, it takes time. It takes time. And that's a problem that a lot of people don't have. And the problem is one brother that I seen one day, he was at LaGuardia College. He came in to speak and he said, if you keep looking at the ground, you will never see the sky. The reason why, with delayed gratification now, people are afraid to take a chance. If you keep looking at the ground, you will never see the sky. And people are afraid to take a chance. The same thing what happened with the children of Israel. It's hard for them to believe Moses because now their feelings got crushed. Their hopes was crushed and their dreams was crushed. But when you're afraid to take a chance, I say this quote all the time. One should never bear the risk of saying yes. The greater risk is saying no and missing out on a great opportunity. When something don't go your way, now you allowing it to scar you or hurt your future, you're only hurting yourself. You see, because some people in life accept misfortune as if it's their fate instead of changing it. We accept the bad as if this is what we're supposed to go to. So that whole phrase of look where you're going, it is a good phrase. The only thing is it's not a good phrase for life. It's a good phrase when you're driving a car, walking it down the street. But that playing it safe mentality because you hurt, that is not good. It's a show called Lottery Changed My Life. It was a man on there who said he didn't want to lose his money. Him and 7 of his friends was going to play the lotto. He said he's not going to play it because he feels nobody wins. So he didn't put a ticket in. He didn't want to spend $20. He didn't play the ticket. Well, all his 7 of his friends hit the lotto. He played it safe and he missed out on $14 million. See, this is what happens when you allow your past to affect your future. If you keep looking in your rearview mirror, you will never see the road ahead of you. Like you got some parents, they so overprotective of their children that they don't want them to go outside because they're afraid they might get hurt. But how are they ever going to have life lessons or learn if you shelter them? See, that's that playing and safe mentality. I'm going to stick with what I know because it's comfortable. And this is what happened with the children of Israel. Even after they left Egypt, they always wanted to go back to the bondage. They wanted to go back to Egypt because they wanted to go back to what was safe to them, what they already knew. It's like relationships. You got some women who've been scorned so bad, who've been hurt by men, now they don't want to give the next man a chance. Or when they do give the next man a chance, they're very jealous. Or they come with a lot of demands and rules. But this is what happens when you play it safe. You don't want to give up your heart no more because you done had it broke. That look where you go mentality doesn't work all the time. It did not work for the children of Israel. They wanted instant gratification, but it didn't come. Because look where you're going, that thrives off of fear. That's fear. You're not trying to bump into an obstacle, or you're not trying to get hurt. I tell people, don't look where you're going, but go where you're looking, because that's your desire. You see, the safe bet will always be safe, but eventually you'll feel sorry. And as you see later on, when the children of Israel left Egypt, then they realized it was going to take time. So this is a life lesson. The book says because of the impatient of spirit and cruel bodies, they didn't want to hear home. A delay is not a denial. Just remember that. Point number 2 in this portion of the Torah, it speaks upon Moses said, how shall Pharaoh hearken unto me? You see, and this is the point. No matter what Moses told Pharaoh, Pharaoh wasn't going to listen. Some people's hearts are just hardened. And there's nothing you can say to them. Some people, their minds is already made up, and there's nothing you can do. So I tell people, stop talking when people stop listening. It's like a drug addict. I told this guy I know who uses drugs. I said, well, don't you? I said, drugs are bad for you. Why do you use it? He told me, don't you think I know drugs is bad? I got a heart attack because of it, a seizure because of it. I done almost died because of it. It was nothing I could tell him about drugs. He already knew. That's why that phrase, stop talking when people stop listening. Okay, because at the end of the day, all you're doing is building resentment. And I always tell people, don't waste words on people who deserve your silence. Some people in life are just not going to change. They got that Pharaoh mentality. In the word ignorance, you see the word ignore. Ignore ignorance. And you can't waste words on people who deserve your silence. The Bible even tells you, answer a fool according to his folly. The later on it says, don't even answer a fool. There's some people you just cannot get through to. When you are no longer able to change a person, you are now faced with the challenge of changing yourself. If not, if you get someone to change when they don't want to change, you build 2 things in a person. You build resistance and resilience. You see, resentment, what that builds is bitterness. Because now I'm forced to do something that's against my will. I'm only doing it to please you. But when you're dealing with people who got that Pharaoh mentality, who is harder and not going to change, you're never going to get nowhere. A person would never resent doing something that they choose to do. But if you're telling them to do it, or if you're forcing them to do it, you're always going to have resentment. And that builds bitterness within people. The last part, before I go, is Pharaoh, Moses turned all of the rivers and the water into blood. Pharaoh, in return, did the same thing. was stupid because the book said the Egyptians was looking for water. They was digging pools and holes and wells trying to find water. So why would Pharaoh take and turn water that he found? Remember, there was no water. They could find no water. But whatever water Pharaoh found, why did he turn it into blood? Turning it into blood ain't going to help. Him nor his people. Remember, the fish even died because of this. So why, if you were smart, why wouldn't you not turn the blood into water? But this is what backwards thinking gives people. We do things that we think is helping us, but in reality it hurts us. That's called the backwards thinking, which is another form of self-deception. You're doing things that hurt yourself. And we do things constantly to justify what's already in us. That's called confabulation. Confabulation is when you lie to yourself and you don't know it. That's what builds denial. And denial is an acronym. It stands for don't even notice I am lying. Because a lot of people lie to themselves and they don't know it. Like Pharaoh, Pharaoh looked at it like, why should he believe in the Most High? If Moses could throw down a rod and it can turn into a serpent, so can I. Why believe? If you can turn water into blood and I can, why should I believe? And this is what happens when you have the backwards thinking people. A person that self-deceives themselves, this is where conceitedness comes from. They too high and mighty. But this is why the book says don't think too highly of yourself, because this is the problem that a lot of people have. They hear what they want to hear to justify their actions. That's a form of confirmation bias. So I hear something, I only listen to what's going to confirm my opinion or my belief. Because most people who have that backwards thinking, their mind is already made up. They're just looking for a reason to justify their actions. I just spoke with a woman just today. She told me her and her man had an issue. She broke up with her man, or she really didn't break up with him. She said she slept with his cousin. I said, well, why would you sleep with his cousin? She said, just to get them mad. I said, well, you got angry and you slept with his cousin here. See, you already wanted to sleep with his cousin. You see, you already had a preconceived notion that you wanted to sleep with him. You're just justifying your actions of anger to justify an act that you already wanted. It's the same thing with Pharaoh. If the Hebrew gods can do this, and my guy can do this, I'm looking for a reason to justify not giving in to the God of the Hebrews. And this is what we do. We look for things to justify our position, but in reality, it only hurts us. That's the mindset of confabulation, where you lie to yourself. You're thinking of yourself more than what you're supposed to, instead of just humbling yourself and submitting. You got some people in life that can never be wrong because of their image. And the word imagination comes from the word image. So your imagination is only built upon the image you set of yourself. That's why Moses said, Pharaoh will not hearken unto me, because he knew the image. This man is a king. What he looked like listening to Moses, what he looked like listening to slaves and giving over an entire nation. So what we do when we don't want to give in, we tend to make our own truth. And we all know that that's a fact. We look for any reason to justify whatever wrong we're doing. We will look for anger to be a reason. And I tell this to people before I go. Anger is something that people use to justify wrong actions that's already in their heart. You can't tell me you're getting angry, so now you're going to step out on your man and cheat. No, anger can never make me sleep with a man. Anger can never make me put my hands on my parents. Anger, see, this is the problem. People who do things like that, that's already in you. You're just looking for a reason for doing it. You're looking for a justification for your action. That's why Pharaoh said, I'm going to find me in a position that's going to go down a rod. So why should I believe? And that rod is going to turn into a serpent. Or I'm going to find me a musician who can turn water into blood. So why should I believe? And that's what we do. We look for our justifications. That's that mind of confabulation. That's the mind that lies to itself and don't even know. With that, I say shalom.